the scaredness of people who watch scary movies all the time that maybe have never, been in this field or done that kind of stuff before, and you forget that they're genuinely scared of this stuff. Which I mean, I have my moments that I'm a little timid about things, especially like conjuring things up because there is a dark side to this.
Right.
Um, but sometimes you're so much on a mission to go collect evidence and figure things out that you forget that spooky, creepy aspect of it, and you're just there on a mission where other people's like, nope, that's a hill to the no.
Yeah, exactly. We've talked to people like that that are like, no, I would never do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was funny because we were actually, reading what Lindsay wrote about you, on the center stage, and I loved what it said about you, about, being on that mission to, try to find out things. And I think so many people have lost that sight in this field.
Oh, that's for sure. I think a lot of people that try to get into this field anymore, they think it's some kind of glamorous, $1 million industry when that's not the case at all. To be in this field, you got to care about what you're doing. It's not about the show. It's not about being famous. It's about finding the answers that you're looking for. And sometimes you don't find those answers. I mean, this field, most of the time that I find, gives you more questions than you get answers.
Exactly. I can't agree with you more. I know since doing this, I started questioning a lot more and started, putting together even more theories and just creating even more questions.
Yeah, the scroll goes on. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, but I loved reading that about you because, like I said, I just feel that there's so many people that are getting into it for the wrong reasons. They're not on a mission anymore. It's not about getting those answers. It's more about let's go in, provoke, call something a demon, and get famous.
Yep, and that's pretty much what the field is saturated with right now. Is just a lot of people that want to do it just to have their name out there, just to have an Instagram post or something. Oh, look at me, and it's not about that. I mean, when I started out, it wasn't about any of that. I didn't know about ghost hunters. I didn't know about any of that. I was just doing my own thing. And then, Chris and I met up, and we'd been longtime friends, but you just didn't really talk about that stuff. You just kind of did that on your own time, and you didn't want people to think you were too insane, or they didn't want to come over for dinner.
Right.
And so, but yeah, when we got together, we started doing our own thing, and a lot of people give us grief about that. Well, you guys just kind of do your own thing. You don't, you know, socialize with these people. And so I'm like, it's not about socializing. We're out on our mission, and that's what we're doing. And we're not getting into all this what people call paradrama and all this nonsense. I mean, it's just you know, do your thing and do it to the best of your abilities, and get the answers that you're looking for. You're not out here trying to please anybody else. You do it your way and try to find out what you're looking for. And if somebody else doesn't like it, that's okay too. You know what they say? Opinions are like other things. Everybody's got one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I can't agree with you more. It's so sad. And actually, Will and I have been kind of taking it, upon ourselves to try to get teams to come together again and, not to do that whole paradrama thing and to actually try to help each other out because I know that there's people in this field that, are in it for the right reasons and, they need opinions and they need, you know,
They want to learn.
Right.
yeah, they want to learn.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the biggest thing that's gone wrong in this field is nobody really wants to learn anything anymore. It's all about going out here and doing something crazy off the wall to try to get a TV show.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh well, I'm not gonna go hang out with this team or give them any praise, and that's gonna cut my throat for doing this or that and other. It's like you know it's not about that. Everybody's just got this jealous streak going on, and they're throwing out paranormal shows like I don't know, spreading cereal out on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's just like it it's getting to the point that it's like, all right, come on now.
Yeah, because we started actually a Facebook page called Paranormal Roundtable, and we're just trying to get groups to come together and answer each other's questions. Like, some people want to know what kind of cameras are better. Some people
Right.
want to know what kind of recorders are better for EVPs. I mean, people have questions and they want other people's opinions and input, but there's so many teams out there that are like, I'm not telling you anything. And it's so
Yeah.
sad. And, we were like, this is uncalled for. We can further this field and get more answers if we do actually share, knowledge with each other.
Exactly. Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. And you know, like I said, I think that's where the fields went wrong. Everybody's getting in it for the wrong reasons. And
Yeah,
it's all about
unfortunately.
talking about every demons and getting possessed every week, and
Well,
I
are you
don't know.
saying you
It's
don't
got
get possessed every week?
no. That's not. I haven't had to go to a padded room yet, so I think I'm pretty good. I don't know that I've ever really been possessed.
Well, those padded rooms could be fun. You never know.
Becky knows.
Well, that's
I
that's
do
true.
not.
The padded room might be after you get through with a bottle of your choice of liquid. that might end up being a fun thing to do.
Oh my goodness, that is sad. And you're no help saying I've already been in padded rooms. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
If anyone has not figured out, Will and I are married, so that explains a lot.
Yeah, sometimes I'm married myself, and sometimes that can put you in a padded room, at least for a day or so.
Yeah,
oh,
so
I
that's-
know that feeling. There's plenty of times I wish the walls were padded.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are gonna get yourselves into trouble.
I just got out of the doghouse, so I got to really watch what I'm saying.
So we actually have our first question in the chat room, and for those listening in, once again, if you hit that lovely little chat bubble, that'll get you in our chat room, and you can ask questions. But this one's from Billy, and he's asking how you're hanging in there with that crazy schedule and all.
Oh, as I tell people, I'm hanging out and hanging on. It's getting 2019's already started out to be a crazy year. I've already got booked out. I know it almost 40 events already, and we're only in the first couple of weeks of January.
Yeah.
And we got some other things cooking for the next month or so, and it's just been insane. I have to say, sometimes I look in the mirror, I'm like, okay, is this really my life? Is this what's happening now? But I'm not going to complain about it. Been very blessed. So it's when the schedule gets crazy, you just got to dig in and go with it, because you never know if tomorrow is going to bring better days or worse days.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You never know. Just enjoy it while you can.
That's it. Ride the ride while it's here.
Yeah.
And it does make time go by a lot faster.
That it does. 2018, well, really 2017 and 2018 went by seriously, like 2 years has went by. It doesn't seem like 6 months. It goes by very fast because you're just constantly on the go, living in a suitcase, on an airplane. I say my life is plane, trains, and automobiles right now.
That sounds like a movie.
Yeah, that's actually a very good movie. I just watched that here a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, Billy's saying that he will see you in March. So apparently he's going to one of your events.
Oh, is this Billy Sims?
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
EBG, Epic Beer Guy. Yeah, I like old Billy, man. He's a good guy. They don't make them like that much anymore. He's one that is passionate about this field, and you don't meet very many like him.
Yeah. So Raina, who is part of Tucson Ghost Society, she's one of our team members. She's asking if you have an absolute favorite place for investigating.
Favorite place, man. I've got a scroll of those. But I have to say, one of my favorite places for um, activity would be Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Um, that's near Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay.
That place has been our stomping grounds pretty much since we started really investigating huge places. Um, I've never had a time that I've went there that I haven't experienced something off the wall or some kind of shadow figure, disembodied voice. That place is just I don't know what's going on there, and I've been there. I don't know, at least probably 40 times at least, and it's always something crazy there.
Very cool.
What's your craziest moment?
And investigating.
As we say, that could get me incriminated quick. um, Craziest moment. I don't know. I've had a few of those. I think one of the craziest moments that still I go over in my head all the time to try to justify. I've been scratched, bit, touched, that kind of thing. But I was at Waverly Hills. Brandon and I were up on the third floor, and he and I both, we had heard about the creeper that was up there, and I'd heard from multiple people about this thing, and of course I'm kind of skeptical when it comes to things like that, and we weren't even shooting. We were up there trying to get ready to set up to shoot a scene there, and Brandon and I both, I seen something coming down the hallway, but I was trying to figure out, okay, is my eyes messing with me? But it just looked like it was this dark figure coming down the hallway. And as it got closer, it probably got within, I don't know, 7, 8 feet of us. And it looked like a centipede with human arms. And this thing was just going up and down like an inchworm, but really fast. And by the time I said something to Brandon, this thing had raised up, went through the floor, and he caught the tail end of it. He seen the tail kind of wag and then boom, go through the floor. And for Brandon to see something, he's always like, "Nah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that." I mean, his mouth was on the floor just like mine. I mean, where were you going to go from this thing? And that's something to this day, and that's the only time I'd ever seen it when I was up there. I just can't explain it, and that's one of those moments. As anybody that's ever heard me speak before, is that little drop of pee that almost comes out. When you get scared. That was one of those moments.
Oh, wow.
Well, we got another question for you.
This is from Leanne.
And
Okay.
what was the digital recorder you were using at Rosemont's Saturday night's event?
That would be, I guess, the toss up in a lot of paranormal investigators' eyes, the DR60, the Panasonic DR60, which is supposed to be the Cadillac of catching EVPs. And that's exactly what it does for us. If she's talking about this last Saturday night, we got some pretty amazing EVPs out of that thing, and I mean, you just can't explain it. I think there was a reason why they discontinued them. I read an article about they were having to recall a bunch of those back years ago because people were talking, using them for dictation, that kind of thing, and they would be in a room with nobody in there doing their dictation, and then they would hear voices. So I think the shielding on the thing, I don't know exactly what Panasonic had going on, but apparently they had the spooky channel turned in because it was definitely picks up some crazy voices.
That would be pretty sad, though, if you're not into the whole paranormal investigating and you go to do a meeting and you're recording it and you play it back and there's all kinds of other things. Yeah, that would kind of freak people out, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, a lot of the complaints was just that. They were like, well, there's other people talking on here and there's nobody. There's nobody in here with me. So a lot of people were taking them back and that kind of thing, and then they just discontinued them. And now I guess you have to have $100 million in gold to buy one, unless you just run across one that somebody doesn't know what they have.
Well, in that case, you would think Panasonic would, with this boom of everybody wanting to do ghost investigations and hunting, that they would bring it back around.
Well, I would think so. I think it's a government conspiracy theory.